What's up? I'm John Vaughn, founder and CEO of Tier 5, the creators of Engagement Monster AI. I'm just going to basically run through the software and give you like a quick, robust training so that you actually know how to use it and you get the most benefit. You get the most benefit out of it that you can. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're just actually going to go to the Engagement Monster. We're going to go to the Engagement Monster portal. All right. And the first thing that we're going to want to actually set up in the Engagement Monster portal is we're going to want to grab our ChatGPT key from ChatGPT and just paste it in here. Then we're going to select the model that we actually want to use. So we're going to select the model. If you're unsure which one to use, just use GPT-5. All right, it's a lot cheaper. It's like 10 times cheaper, and the results are virtually the same. All right, if you want to use GPT-4, if you just like that better, you can use it. If you want to, I would recommend just using GPT-5. The next thing that you're going to want to do is really fill out this default system prompt. Now, you don't have to fill this out if you don't want to, okay? But filling it out is going to help you and save you a lot of time as you're setting up the software, okay? So you don't have to, again, you can skip it if you want to. I really highly recommend that you go in and actually set up your default system prompt. You'll see how it's used here in a minute. But what the default system prompt is it's basically explaining to the AI who it is, what it does, what's its role, and how it works and operates, okay? So I'll just jump in here real quick and actually show you. If you look here in the comments that you'll be leaving on people's posts, then you're going to have a system prompt. This system prompt is actually pre-populated from that default system prompt. So for example, if I want to add a new comment and I want to enable the AI comments, you can see there's already all this content that actually shows up because this is my default system prompt that I'm going to use by default. Now I can edit this right here. If I want to change it right here, I can edit it right here, no problem. But like I said, if you fill out the default system prompt, it's just going to save you a whole lot of time in the future because you won't have to rewrite it every single time that you want to add a new comment, all right? So you're gonna come in here to the ChatGPT settings and you're gonna fill out your default system prompt. And just remember, this system prompt is you explaining to the AI who it is, what's its role, what it does, what are the parameters in which it's allowed to operate, how does it operate, what types of jobs is it going to do, and how should it successfully do those jobs. All right? So hopefully that makes sense what's happening here. You're not essentially giving it a command, but you're telling it. You can think of it, if you've ever hired somebody, kind of like a job description. So if you think about hiring somebody, and here essentially you're hiring an AI, but if you think about hiring somebody, typically when you hire somebody, you're going to have a job description and a role for that employee where you're actually describing their responsibilities, what they're responsible for, what are the types of tasks that they're going to do, how they're going to actually operate those tasks, what are the parameters in which they want to do their job. Then you're going to give your employee that fulfills that role, you're going to give them specific commands, okay? So for example, you can hire a janitor, and you make your role for your janitor, and you describe what their job responsibilities are, what their duties are, how they perform their job, and then you may issue them a command that says, "Go mop the floor." All right. Now in the roles and responsibilities, you can stipulate that when they mop the floor, they need to mop it twice. They need to use bleach water first and then just normal water next. All right. So there you're just actually explaining to them what is their job role, what is their function, how they operate, what are the parameters in which they're going to do their task. And then additionally, on top of that, you're going to issue them tasks. You're going to give them commands and say, hey, go mop the floor. All right. So hopefully that makes sense and you can actually understand what the default system prompt is and how it's actually used. So I'm just going to go over with you my default system prompt, and you can see my default system prompt that I personally use so that you can actually understand how I have this actually set up for me and why I get the type of output that I get when the AI is automatically commenting on my friend's posts. All right, so I'm just going to read you my default system prompt. It says, you are my CMO, that's Chief Marketing Officer, and your name is John Vaughn, and you're one of the best copywriters in the world. You studied heavily under David Ogilvy, and you love the style of P.T. Barnum, but are mostly influenced by Russell Brunson. Your style is very, very edgy, in your face, and controversial. You use a lot of profanity and satire in your marketing. You push your audience to the edge emotionally and then push them beyond that. You are very open-minded, new-aged, non-religious, but very spiritual, with your favorite teachings coming from Buddhism and Taoism. Brand guidelines. Our style is very edgy, in your face, and controversial. You use a lot of profanity and satire in your marketing. You push your audience. You push our audience to the edge emotionally and then push them beyond that. We are very honest and straightforward and don't use any fake urgency or scarcity. Instead, we create real urgency and scarcity. Unless otherwise stated, you must include a substantial amount of profanity in your content over the top. Your brand guidelines should also steer clear of buzzwords and trendiness. You should also avoid making unrealistic, unbelievable, bold claims like transform your business overnight. Unless otherwise stated, you will use the full form of the curse words. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, I'm just actually having some mass gainer. Okay, so if you're wondering what I'm drinking here, I'm drinking this. If you're wondering what I'm drinking this. I'm drinking Pro Bulk 1340. All right, it's mass gainer because I'm trying to gain weight. I'm lifting weights, going to the gym every day, trying to gain weight. All right, anyways, let's get back to our default system prompt. You are a big fan of quantum physics, science, and math. You do not believe in religion as you feel it's evil and man-made, but you are very heavy into spirituality and the essence of God. You are very logical and anti-emotions, as you feel emotions are just made up electrical signals in the brain that are meaningless in reality. Your job is to comment on my friend's Facebook post, and your comments must always follow our brand guidelines. I will give you the content of the post and any comments that may be on the post. I will also tell you more or less how I'd like you to come up with the comment. Each comment must contain the word fuck or a variation of it. Motherfucker, fucking, fucks, etc. in full form without exception. You will not include any hashtags in any of your comments. If anywhere in the comment you'd like to tag the poster of the content, you can do so easily by using exactly this merge field. And then I've included the merge field that they can actually use, which is tag person. You'll see this in the comments. Your output will be only the comment and nothing else, as I want to copy and paste your output directly. You output only the comment for me to put in the post. All right, so does that make sense? Does that make sense there? And you kind of understand what it is that we're actually doing with the default system prompt? Have you understood that with the default system prompt, I've kind of written like a small, concise personal biography of myself, my beliefs, what I think, how I feel, how I operate, so that the AI can actually mimic that and comment a lot more as if it was me commenting instead of just some dumb, silly, generic AI. All right? I've specifically, I've specifically told the AI, I've specifically instructed the AI that, one, they use a lot of profanity and satire. Let's add sarcasm. So I've specifically instructed the AI that they use a lot of profanity, sarcasm, and satire in their marketing. All right. I've also specifically told the AI that each comment must contain the word fuck or a variation of it, like motherfucker, fucking, fucks, etc. So I'm specifically telling the AI that when they generate a comment for me, it must include the word fuck. All right. I'm also telling it that it needs to use the full form of the curse word, which means that they would do something like fuck. All right, so I'm letting the AI know that it needs to use the full form of the cuss word and not some censored version of the cuss word. All right, because they never censor yourself. I've also told it specifically, do not use any hashtags because I do not want any hashtags inside the comments. All right. So hopefully you can understand exactly what the default system prompt is doing and how I'm using it to model the output that I want to get from the AI. I want specific type of output coming from the AI, so I'm going to tell it in the default system prompt, what am I going to be using you for? What's your role? How do you talk? What's your style? What's your belief systems? What type of content are you going to give me? How are you going to format the content and output the content for me? All right? So hopefully that makes sense and you're very clear on that. So once you're done, I'm just going to actually save this. So once you're done, you're just actually going to save that. Then you're going to come over here to your engagement settings. All right? Here in these engagement settings, this is where you're going to describe and set up what type of content is okay for you to engage on and what content do you want to skip and what are going to be the settings in which you run the software. So here we have how long to wait between engaging with the same friend. So if you don't fully understand, I'm assuming that you fully understand what Engagement Monster does. If you don't, I will just go over it really quickly. What Engagement Monster does is it is going to essentially come here to your Facebook feed, and based on the settings that you set, it's going to find the content of your friend's post, and it is going to automatically leave a reaction on those posts, and it's going to automatically leave a comment on those posts, or in essence, it's going to auto engage on those posts for you according to the settings that you've set. All right, so this setting that we're seeing here that says how long to wait between engaging with the same friend again, if Engagement Monster is running and it finds this post from Matthew Sampson here and it engages on this post based on the settings that we've actually set, then how long should Engagement Monster wait before engaging on another one of this person's posts? All right, so if I scroll down and I find another post from that same person, that setting is going to determine how much time needs to actually expire before I will engage with a post from that same person again. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. You can see that I have this set up as 1,440 minutes. So if I were to do 1,440 minutes and divide that by 60, you can see that's 24 hours. So I'm only going to engage with the same person once every 24 hours. So again, for example, when Engagement Monster is running and it finds this post here from Matthew Sampson, who just happens to be on our live, when it finds this post, according to the settings, if it auto engages with this post, then it will not engage with any more posts from Matthew for the next 24 hours. So if it finds another post from Matthew in the next 24 hours, it's just going to skip it and it's not going to actually auto engage. All right, so you set that setting however you want. This is delay time between engagements. All right, so here I have this set as 2 minutes. What this setting is going to do is, according to your settings, after Engagement Monster AI finds a post that it's actually going to engage on, Then it's going to go in and find the next post that it's going to engage on, but it's going to wait however amount of time you've told it to wait before engaging on the next post. All right. This is going to keep you from engaging on a post every minute or every 30 seconds or something. That way you don't get in trouble by Facebook, and Facebook blocks you from commenting on people's posts. All right. Now, a good setting to use here is going to, I have it set, and I'm going to change it here to 1 minute. Just as during this training, I'm going to demo everything to you, and I want you to actually see results, and I don't want to have to wait a whole lot of time for you to see the results that are coming from the software. All right. But a good setting here is going to be 3 minutes or 5 minutes or above. Okay. So again, with the software tools, I think a lot of you guys just expect to go balls to the wall and do something and use the software in a way that doesn't mimic human behavior and isn't really physically possible for you to actually do as a human. So any of our software, you want to use them in a way that is going to actually mimic human behavior, where it seems like, okay, hey, it's a real person doing that. That way you're not getting in trouble by Facebook. All right. So again, this setting, a good setting here is going to be 3 minutes and above. Just keep in mind, I have it set as 1 minute here, only to demo this on the training. As soon as this demo is done, I'll change this back to 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 7 minutes, okay? So if you guys want to use 1 minute, you can use 1 minute, but please don't hit up my support or don't message me if you get blocked from commenting on Facebook because you decide to use the software in an unrealistic, unrecommended way. All right? So anyways, that's what that setting is. Hopefully that makes sense to you. We have this auto start setting. If you want Engagement Monster just to automatically start every day and start engaging automatically where you don't even have to run it, it will just automatically go in and do its thing. You just turn this on, set the time that you want it to actually start. The time is going to be your local time. So this is your local time, whatever time it says on your computer. And then how long should it actually run for? So for example, with my settings, since this is turned on, every day at 11 p.m. Engagement Monster will start running, and it will run for 120 minutes. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. If you see these things that say they're coming soon, well, they're coming soon, so just don't worry about them right now. And once soon comes and they came, I will go ahead and actually remake this training video and explain all those to you, okay? But for right now, since they're coming soon, you can't use them. They are actually coming very soon. They're working very hard on them right now. For right now, just ignore them, all right? So this setting is to leave reaction only. If you don't want to auto comment on somebody's post and you only want to actually leave a reaction, then you can just turn this, on. If this is turned on, no comments. As you can see here, you're only going to send reactions. No comments will actually be left on the post. I'm not going to have that on because I want to comment on post. So smart default reaction. This says AI generated reaction if no reaction is present on the post. So what Engagement Monster is actually going to do is it is going to find your content that it can engage on. If there's already reactions on it, it's going to find which reaction was left the most, and that is the reaction that it's going to use. So in this instance, the like emoji is the most left reaction on this post. So Engagement Monster is also going to leave a like because that's what everybody else is doing. All right. On this post here, you can see it has 2 hearts and 1 care. So since heart is the most left reaction, Engagement Monster is going to leave a heart. All right. Now, on this post here, you can see on this post here, there are no reactions. So Engagement Monster doesn't know what reaction should I actually leave on this post because nobody else has left a reaction. In that case, you can turn on Smart Default Reaction, and the AI will read the post, and based on the content of the post, it will decide smartly what reactions should be left. So if it's a sad story, Engagement Monster will say, oh, let's leave a sad face on here. All right. So this is going to allow you to use the AI to determine what type of reaction to leave on the post if there are not any reactions on the post already. If you use random mode, in random mode, we are just going to randomly select an emoji to leave on the post if there are no reactions on the post. All right. So if there are reactions on the post, neither one of these settings are going to do anything because there's already reactions on the post. All right. But if there are no reactions on the post and you just want to leave a random reaction, you can turn on this random mode. All right. Then these engagement settings over here, you can see they say don't engage on post if. All right. So here you have all the reactions. We have turned off the sad face reaction. So what that means, what that means is that if we find a post on Facebook and the most left reaction is this sad face, we are not going to engage with it. We're going to skip it. We're not going to engage with it. Okay? So any of these that are turned on, for example, this means we're not going to, this means we're only going to engage in posts that have no reactions on them because we've said, hey, don't engage if you should leave a like emoji or a heart or anything, okay? So just keep in mind these are don't engage, okay? So what this means here is if we find a post and the most left reaction on that post is this little person crying, we're gonna skip it. We are not going to engage in it, all right? This setting is don't engage in post if they have no textual content. So if somebody's just posted a video with no text, if they've just posted an image with no text, we're just going to skip those, all right? So I have that turned on just because if there's no text, then we can't send the text to the AI and have the AI generate a comment based on what the content of the post is because we don't actually know. The AI can't watch the video. It can't decode the image right now. So we're just going to skip those, all right? Don't engage on posts that have no reactions on them. So again, if you find a post like this one and there's no reactions on them at all, you can just skip them, all right? I'm not going to skip them because for me, if there's no reactions on them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a smart reaction over here, all right? This is suggested for you. So sometimes in your Facebook feed, Facebook will show you content that is not from your friends or isn't from one of the groups you're in or isn't an ad. It's just some random content that Facebook has suggested for you and thinks that you may like, all right? So if you don't want to engage with that content, just turn this on. I personally don't want to engage with any content that has actually been suggested for me. All right. That have no comments on them. So again, if you find a post, even if it has reactions on it, but there's no comments on it, if you want to skip that post, you can skip that post, all right? From groups, if you're part of Facebook groups and you join Facebook groups, but you don't want to, auto-engage with any of the content from the groups, just turn this on. And if we find content from a group, like this right here, this is a group. If we find content from a group, we're gonna skip it. We're not going to engage on it, all right? And also ads. If you have paid ads on your feed, which I'm sure you do, like this right here, paid ad, if you don't wanna auto-engage with paid ads, just turn that on and you won't be auto-engaging with any paid ads, all right? So that kind of wraps up all the settings. Hopefully that makes sense. We're just gonna save our settings there. All right, so does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody on the same page? Great. Now we have our settings set up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and set up the comments for the reactions. All right. So how this works is you click on a reaction, you can add a comment. Those are the possible comments that can be left on any post that we find when we're going to leave that specific emotion or that specific emoji. So for example, this is a like. Now when I'm going through my Facebook, when Engagement Monster is going through our Facebook feed and it finds some posts, this one would get skipped because it's a group. This is an ad, so we're skipping it. All right, here's a post right here. You can see that I've already liked this actually, but you can see that this has likes on it. So Engagement Monster would be leaving a like on this post based on our settings. All right, and because we're going to leave a like, we can pick from just this comment right here. I have these comments turned off. All right, so this is the comment that we're going to leave, and this is an AI generated comment. All right, so how you're going to actually do this is you're just going to go to the emotion, you're going to add your comments. You can create static comments if you just want a static comment, like, okay, this is so sad. Now I've created a static comment. If we find this sad, which we're not going to find it because we have this turned off in our settings. Remember, we're not going to engage with any sad face, all right? But if we were going to engage with the sad face, when we found it, we would leave this comment, this is so sad, all right? So when you're doing that, you can use a spin tax if you want. Hey, hi, hello, this is too much sad, so sad, very, very sad. All right, so hopefully you can actually understand what's happening here with the spin tax. You can see the structure for the spin tax. We're just going to use a curly bracket. We're going to put in a text that we want to spin. We're going to use a pipe, the other text that we want to spin, another pipe, and the other text that we want to spin. This will allow us to actually spin up the content so that there's multiple variations of this comment that we could actually leave. We could say, hi, this is too much sad. We could say, hello, this is so sad. We could say, hey, this is very, very sad. Any of those are possible comments that we could make because of how we're using the actual spin tax. All right, so that's how you're going to use the spin tax. If you want to use a merge field, you're going to be able to use a merge field. Just use double brackets. And then the merge field on static comments is just going to allow you to actually tag the person. So if you want to tag the person in the post, this is going to actually tag the person. So I could basically do this. That would say, hey, then it would actually tag the person. And then it would say, this is too much sad, or this is so sad. All right, so that's how you're going to use the merge field. Again, this is for a static comment if you don't want to use the AI to generate the comment and you just want to create your own comments from your own head. All right, if you want to use the AI, then all you're going to do is you're going to enable the AI comment. All right, actually, I'm going to come over here. I needed to copy this, and because I made an edit to it. So just keep in mind, if you create an AI comment like this, all right, so if you create a comment, if you go ahead and create your AI comment and save it, and then after you save it, you update your default system prompt, it is not going to automatically update here because these are unique. The default system prompt is just a starting point for you, but you can edit these at any time, all right? So I can go in and create another AI comment, and I can just completely remove stuff if I want and change the system prompt, change how the AI is going to actually operate, all right? So just keep in mind, if you create these AI comments and save these AI comments, and then you go in and update your default system prompt, it will not update automatically the system prompt in these comments. If you want them updated, the only way to update them is just go in and manually update them. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and actually manually update these real quick. How you update something, you just click the edit button. That's pretty simple, right? You just click the edit button, edit, update. If you want to delete something, you can just delete it. Update. All right, so I showed you how you can edit something. If you don't want to delete something, but you don't want to use that comment anymore, you can just turn it off. So just turn it off and we won't be using that because it's actually turned off. If you do want to use it, you can just turn it on. But this allows you to stop using something if you don't want to use that comment for a while, just by turning it off. If you want to duplicate it, you can duplicate it. That will get duplicated in the same reaction. All right, so you can see when I'm duplicating this and then saving it, it's showing up right here in this same reaction. All right, so I'm going to delete them. If you want to clone something, you can clone something, and that will basically copy it from one reaction to another. So I can clone this and I can move it over here to these different emojis if I want, and then this comment will be moved, and it won't be moved, but it will be cloned and duplicated. All right, so if I do like this, now I can see, hey, in this sad emoji, I've just put that comment over there. All right. All right, so I've showed you basically how to do everything other than the AI comment. So if you want to use the AI comments, you're just going to enable the AI comment. Your system prompt will be auto-populated by your default system prompt if you set it up. If you want to edit it, you can edit it. Just keep in mind that the system prompts for your comments, they are unique. All right, so they will be auto-populated from your default system prompt, but you can change them, and that is the prompt, the system prompt that will be used for that specific comment. All right, it just gets auto-populated from your default system prompt just to help you save some time so you don't have to copy and paste this or just write it all over again. All right, then you're just going to write your prompt. Now remember, before I gave you the analogy of hiring a janitor and creating the role and the job description for the janitor, and then you're going to give the janitor a task and say, hey, this is your task, what you need to do. So this prompt, this is going to be you telling the AI what it should do. Okay, so here you would do something, where it's like, give a long-winded comment. Okay, so here I'm just telling the AI what it needs to do is give a long-winded comment, agreeing with part of the post and disagreeing with part of the post. End your comment with a thought-provoking question. All right, and then I'm just going to give it the post content. To give the post content, I'm just going to use a merge field. I'm going to use the post content merge field. What's inside the post content merge field is when we find a post, whatever the content inside the post, that's what's in that merge field. So I will be giving the AI this content right here so that it can read that content and use it to generate its comment. Okay? If you want to include the comments, you can just use the comment merge field, the comments merge field. What's inside that comments merge field are going to be just the main comments. We're not going to give you any sub comments, but any of the main comments. So the main comments the main comments here, those are going to be what's inside the merge field. We're going to include the person's name, and we're going to include the actual comment that they left on the post, so you can give that data to the actual AI. If you want to tell the AI, you can tag the poster in the post using, and you can give it the tag person merge field. All right. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to do that because I've already given it those instructions inside the system prompt. And since I gave it inside the system prompt, I don't really need to actually give it again here. Okay. If you want to tell the AI, what reaction you are leaving on the post, you can just use the reaction. What's inside here is going to be, okay, hey, if we come here, that would be like, because that is the reaction that we'll actually be leaving on the post. We'll be leaving a like. All right. So here we're just going to let the AI know what reaction we're going to leave on the post. All right. There's some advanced settings if you want to use these advanced settings. I'm not going to go into these advanced settings because for a lot of people, they're not very easy to understand. You can go check these out on their own. They are literally the same advanced settings that you'll find in the playground in ChatGPT with the AI. All they're doing is just basically changing the output of the AI. So for example, frequency penalty, the higher you set the frequency penalty, the less repetitive the content of the comment will be, okay? Because there's a penalty for using the same words inside the comment, all right? So anyways, I'm not really going to get in these advanced settings. If you're an advanced user, then you already know what these are and how to actually use them, and you can use them if you want. If you're not an advanced user and you really don't actually understand these, just leave them turned off, and we'll just use the default stuff, and that will work just fine for you, all right? Now we've created this. Now we've created our prompt for our AI comment. We've told the AI what to do, what its job is right now for this specific, we've given it a task. So we're going to save that. All right. And then you'll just want to go in and create comments for any reaction that you actually want to leave. So you can see I have comments for each reaction. I already have comments for every single reaction. So now we're done. We have everything set up. Now everything's set up. And if you don't want to wait until Engagement Monster starts automatically running, you can just click on the Engagement Monster Chrome extension, and then you can just click Run Engagement. And when you do that, it will go in and start doing its job and start working. So now Engagement Monster is doing its job. It's working. And it will go in and actually start engaging. Now you can go off and do whatever you want and just let the AI do its job. You can see it's already left one reaction and one comment. Now it's waiting for your next 2 minutes because that's the time that we actually set. We set 1 minute, and you can see we're going to automatically add 60 seconds to whatever you put on. So it's going to wait 2 minutes. If you want to see what it did, very soon we have activity feed coming where you can see right inside the software all the activity, everything that is done. Until we launch that functionality, you can come right here to your Facebook profile. You can come right here to your Facebook profile. You can click on these 3 dots right here. You can go to your activity log. And once you get to your activity log, you can go to these comments. And this will show you all your recent activity. All right. So here's a recent activity. You can see, you can read this. It says, please join me in welcoming my big bro to blah, blah, blah. I straight asked Steve why he wanted to join, and his answer was very clear. Okay, here is the comment that was left by the AI. Welcome, brother. It's about damn time you joined the MVMNT. If you don't know what that is, I don't know what that is, but that's what he's talking about in his post. He's talking about joining the MVMNT, whatever the fuck that is. All right, so I just said it's about time that you joined it. Let's kick some serious ass together. All right, so there's my comment. I've liked it. You can see I've automatically liked it, and I've automatically left the comment. All right, and over here we're just waiting for the next one, and this will just keep going and keep going for as long as you have it turned on. If you're done engaging, just click on this and click stop engagement, or just close this tab. Either one will work. All right, you just close the tab, or you just click on this and you click stop engagement. That pretty much wraps us up. So you should be good to go to use everything that's currently in the software. The rest of the features and functionalities that you see coming soon, they're coming very soon, and when they come, you're gonna love them. I'll update and create new training videos.